Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different from what I've done so far, and that's because I'm going to show you how I'm changing my personal website to something a little bit different using the WordPress site editor. I'm not going for a completely different theme. In fact, I'm using the local services theme from the Crosswinds framework that I built, but I am making a number of changes, including the colors used, the fonts used, how the homepage looks, and I'm also going to be customizing some of the different templates. Really, it'll be a great way, especially if you haven't learned how to use the site editor in WordPress, to see how, well, a professional does it. Because I've used the WordPress site editor so much to be honest, this is kind of like second nature at this point. But before we begin, if you want to see more videos about how to use the WordPress site editor, WordPress development, WordPress design, anything to do with web development and web design, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Now, let's get started. Okay, so here I am. I've got my site editor loaded for to update the website. And I will go ahead and say that I have already done this on a staging environment to test some things out, play around with things, try to see how things look. So I don't really waste my time with updating the website, since it's going to be live throughout this entire process, as well as I don't waste your time, here, or me having to edit out a whole bunch of stuff. So I've already got, this is about what it's going to look like, actually. This is about what the homepage is going to end up looking like. You can see we have the font, all that. So here we are. We're in the site editor, and I'm going to first update all sort of the global styles. Just come in here. Okay, so I'm here in the typography, and we are going to change basically the heading font. We're going to use something different. We are going to, this is the font library feature, or fonts API feature, that will be coming in WordPress 6.5. I'm using the Gutenberg plugin now, which has this feature. It's not on WordPress core yet as of this recording, and probably as of not, if you're watching this when it goes live. If you're using WordPress 6.5 or higher, it should be in there. Anyway, we're going to come in here. We're going to look for the play font, like here, and we're going to select both of our variations and install. All right, so they have both been installed, and we can use them throughout our website. So, again, we'll come back to typography. Our text will be enter. So that looks better with the font. And our headings will be play. Bold. All right, and then we're going to come in here, and we have to update sort of the global styling for all of the blocks. We should make sure those are bold. No. Title. Oh, come on. Navigation. Okay, well, all right, so I've saved some of those global styles. Also, something I need to do is there is some additional CSS that has to be thrown in just because there are a few issues that pop up, especially with inputs and all those fun things. All right, so now we're gonna see what it looks like on the front end. All right, so not too bad. There are a few things. I don't know why this isn't correct. That's no bueno. All right, there we go. I just set links back to default, and that solved the weirdness that we get up here with the fonts, as that takes forever to load. Of course, when I try and record things, things take forever, apparently. That's okay. We'll get back to that in a second. For now, we're going to also now move over to colors. And first, we're going to set up our colors. So I've got a very bright blue that doesn't really fit anywhere, so all right, and then we just start working our way up from bright to dark. Oh, of course, I forgot to change. Suddenly you start recording these things and you forget how to do everything you used to be able to do. Alright, so now we have our color palette. I'll save that. And now we see it here. And so now we move on and we're going to just customize the header and footer. Not doing a whole big sail change here, but we'll come over here and I'm going to basically change the background Well, first off, our link. Change there. And then we're going to add a background gradient from the darkest blue to our background color. 180, like so. And then we're going to add in image. And I've already uploaded images that I'm going to need. Just went ahead and did that ahead of time. That should be a height of 50. And then we don't need our site title. And we'll set that as basically a home link, like so. And then what did I do with the button? Button I'm keeping the same for now. This might change, actually, what I'm going to do. I'm moving some more rounded edges. Might bring down the padding a bit, like so. This will probably be changed if you're looking at it now. I probably already changed it. Anyway, now we have our header saved. And now I'm going to update the footer. And again, let's actually first start. I'm going to remove the background and all of the colors first off. All right, like so. And then for the whole thing, again, we're going to basically do what we did over there, except sort of the reverse. We start off with the black and then move to the dark blue. All right. And then instead of that, we're going to add in another image. Yeah, let's see. We are going to want to center this, and I don't want it that wide. We can center this? Yeah, align none. I think I like that for now. Again, that might change. And everything else is going to stay the same for now. That's the tagline, that might change. And then we're going to hit save. Now let's come back here. And it looks a little bit weird, but that was our header. Here's our footer. All right. And again, we haven't had to touch any PHP. And we've done a little bit of CSS. But everything else has been right here in our site editor or dashboard. All right, so now let's just go through and we're going to change our templates. So for archive, what we're going to do here is we're going to add in one of the patterns that we have available through this theme. The cover, yes, that one. And we're going to remove that. And we're just going to come in. Let's see, for this, we're going to overlay of, there should be an overlay of 100. Text will be white. Then down here, like so. And then for our overlay, we're going to choose a gradient. We're going to go from the dark blue to the less, if I can copy correctly, And it's not showing here at the moment, but we will see it when we look at the template later on. And actually, before we get to that, let's go ahead and customize. Make sure this all looks good. And what we're going to do, 12, and a nice border, and then for our image, we just need to make sure, like so. That looks nice to me. So we'll save, and now our archive template has been changed. So we'll continue to work our way through. We also have our archive project. Actually, really, what I would love to be able to do. I cannot open that in a new tab. That's wonderful. All right, let's try. All right, so instead of having to do all that, we're just going to come in here and we'll hit paste, and we've pasted it in, and we'll be good to go on that. And let's work our way back. All right, how about our 404 page? Let's see, what could we do actually? It's not quite what I wanted. Okay, hold on. And then, actually, all right, like so. And now our 404. All right, so the 404 page template is updated. And then we'll get to our pages. And then again, it's basically the same thing, just copy, paste. We want to copy this, like so. Then we have our page title. And that's all we need to do there. And now the default page has been updated. What else we got? Got our nice search results pages. Once again, we'll do the same. Oh shoot, we need to make sure that, let's see, background. Yep, it's up to 100, so we're good there. Nope, not what I meant to paste. All right. And then once again, we need to come in here and edit a little bit of the CSS. Our image will need to have border radius, not an actual border, but radius. There we go. 12, like so. 1. All right. And then, does this need to change very much? Let's see, that guy needs to... That will be something that I'll probably have to change later on. Hopefully that's been changed. This shouldn't, yeah, that doesn't need to be changed. And then, let's see. Alright, and there's not a whole lot I need to change here either, except I just want to play with this. You do have to be careful about where you click. Just a heads up. All right, and we got... All right, and again, same thing with the comments. I'll have to go back and change that. And here, it gets a little bit easier because we just need to update things once. All right, and then title, link, hover, and back. Like so, and then actually I just want to check, make sure I'm doing what I did on staging because I liked it there. Yep, all right, and then we just need to update the share post buttons. Come in here. All right. Okay, and that is all I need to do, I think, in the site editor for the time being. And now it's time to go in and change up some of the pages. Okay, so the first thing we need to do with the page, or first thing we're going to do now that we're outside of the site editor, is we're going to change the home page. And I'm just going to sort of go by this. We're going to just remove this all completely. And really, I'm just going to probably end up copying and pasting, but I'll explain as I go. So the first thing is we're going to add in our hero section. And one thing copying from like a staging environment like this to somewhere else is you will sort of have to technically replace the image. Otherwise, it's going to try and ping like the staging environment, which isn't good, and it is a little bit tricky. Just to make sure, like so. And then we also have to replace the logo because, you know, that didn't come over. All right, so that's our hero section. Now let's go in and we're going to add in this wonderful section, this intro section. And I was just, beforehand, a couple weeks ago, I was just playing around with this, seeing what worked, what didn't work. And that's sort of the beauty of also having like a staging site. So you can do that and you don't mess up the live site at all. All right, so we got that. And then our next section, this wonderful gradient. And then all we have to do is replace the images. Oh, and then we need to all right, make sure these links are all there. And any links you copy over from a staging site here go right to the staging site again. So just be aware that if you copy things, you will have to make sure you update the links. That has caught me a couple times. And this be a simple link down here to our like so. So if you click this button, you go right here and you start to learn more, basically. Probably add some text in there later, but for now, just kind of leave it so we don't end up leaving some lorem ipsum text. Then here. And then we'll grab the link. Yeah, we'll grab the link to show here. Nope, that was already added. And then we're going to add in this portfolios section. Now, I will say something, if you're copying, so these are all using like the single content post. And that saves the ID for the post to show here. So copying them across from the staging to live shouldn't change as long as they have the same ID, which they did. I pushed a copy from production to staging before I did this, like right before. So this is all correct. I just have to now update the link. Like so. So that's all we have to worry about there. And now, come down here to this section, our blog section. Let's make sure this goes to our web development blog, like so. That's loading, but that's a query loop. That should all be fine. Yep. And that'll just take a lot of time to load. Don't need to stress about that too much. And then this little call out section to the YouTube channel, which you're already watching. That's got the link to it already. That is text I will fill out later. I should have done that already, but we'll get to that. Things that you see when you do something quote unquote live. And then this whole life section. And again, the same thing. This is getting IDs for photo galleries. I don't have to worry too much here. So I'll just copy. Paste. And again, I'll just get to that later. And then we just need to make sure this goes to the life blog. Like so, and then we can hit update. And now we can view the page. And there we go. It has been updated. Can probably add a little bit of padding, a little bit fixing, just fix it up a little bit, get it a little bit better. Obviously, the few things I talked about with text that wasn't there. But yeah, I just completely changed my homepage, and I didn't have to write any PHP or CSS or even any HTML. It was just all using blocks. So now, and finally, sort of to keep this from getting too long, I'm just going to go into I want to change the freelancing page now. And again, it's just going to be a whole lot of just copy and paste. I'll try and explain what I did along the way. We have our hero section up here. Like so. And just need to make sure okay, why did none of did Okay. All right. Oh, never mind. I'm on the right. Whatever. I'm on the right path. Live coverage of me getting absolutely confused today. So as you can tell, sometimes you get stuck in places that you can't really get out of. Where? All right, here we go. I'm going to leave this all in just to show that I still kind of struggle with this sometimes. That's okay. You just got to keep going, just push through. If you get really stuck, sometimes the best thing I always do is just kind of take a break, go for a nice long walk. That is completely fine. Just take a break, walk away, clear your mind, think about other things, and then coming back. And sometimes that helps you realize, oh, I was doing this wrong, I was doing that wrong, those sorts of things. All right, so we move on to our next section. Again, it's another wonderful portfolio section. And let's see. Portfolio page, and then let's make sure we have the right classes. Yep, photo grid. That will certainly need some updating later. And then this wonderful section. And then our testimonial section. And then finally, this one last section where someone can fill out a form and we can start working on a project together. Now, I will just go ahead and say, if you're watching this sort of later on, this little page might have changed. It hopefully has. I really want to dedicate some time to really fleshing out some of these pages, but really wanted to get this design out first. So now we just hit update. And we sit here and we just wait. All right, updated. And there we go. Now we have our wonderful sort of landing page for our website. Got this little portfolio section. Need to clean up some things. That button needs to be correct. But yeah, it works. And there are a few other things that I'm going to come in through here. Change up some of this to what I have over on staging. But for the most part, that I've changed the website, and you saw I didn't change any. I used like a little bit of additional CSS. Didn't use any PHP. I just used what was available through the WordPress site editor, which is one of the best parts about using it. So there you have it. I have been able to make all these changes on my personal website without having to worry about any PHP or really dig into the CSS or JavaScript. I did it all right from my dashboard. And that's the real beauty of the WordPress site editor. You can do all of that and you don't need to know any code. Of course, I know that it might seem a little bit intimidating, especially if you haven't used the WordPress site editor before, but I highly recommend that if you are interested by what I did, that you go out and you try this in a testing or sandbox environment and just see what you can do. The more you work with it, the better you're going to get and the more you'll be able to do what I just did. Now, having said that, do you have any questions about the WordPress site editor? Be sure to leave them all down in the comments section below. And to see more videos about the WordPress site editor, WordPress themes, WordPress blocks, WordPress plugins, web design, web development, any of that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. But that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.